Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Rock City Trio. I'm Tim.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Adam.
And today we're going to talk about how much you should pay attention to this one specifically because it's all about us.
All about me.
Get to know us.
Get to know us.
Yay.
Get to know me.
This is like going to be so juvenile, I feel like, you know, what's your favorite color? But it's going to be fun, though, I think.
It's like the first day of like any grade of school that you go into. It's like, tell us a little bit about you. What's your favorite hobbies?
I never knew what to say in
What's
those things.
an interesting fact that people should know about you? And so I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, interesting fact is I hate all of you already. I know I'm new to the 8th grade, but I think I'm really fucking cool and I don't want to be here.
And I'm better than this. I'm better than being here.
And to be fair, they continue to use this tactic in college.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I find to be
amazing. Groundbreaking.
Makes me feel like I'm a toddler. Because if I don't want to talk, I should feel like I should be able to sit in that freaking corner by myself, not making a peep until I feel like it.
Quick question. Do you prefer Peeps or marshmallows?
I fucking
Neither.
hate Peeps.
All right.
By the way.
All right.
BTW. That's the first.
Yeah, that's your interesting fact about you.
Oh.
for the day.
Well, anyways,
despise
we
them.
decided to do this episode anyways. Oh, I'm touching things that I had no idea were here. Because we've done a few episodes now, and it's like you guys don't even know us. You know my feelings about space, but that's pretty intimate. That's as intimate as we have gotten so far. So
It's pretty intimate.
let's get even
I don't know
more
if I can.
into it.
I don't know if I can get more intimate than space.
Or to be fair, we've discussed some of the most deep and intellectually diverse things that we possibly can, and
We've talked more about my family than me.
and kind of skimmed right over the fun things, like the like stupid little silly things.
There are fun things.
There are fun things in life,
Oh.
like space and the ocean.
Well, I'm looking forward to this podcast then, so I can learn about them.
Well, the first thing that we're gonna go ahead and go around the room here. Let's go around the room. There's a crisscross applesauce on the floor here.
You say around the room. We're around a table, literally, right now.
We're at round table.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Catherine, and we'll just go that way. Okay.
Okay.
Me?
Yes.
Oh no.
What is your favorite band?
The 1975. Do I need to go into why?
You can if you want to. Why not? We're a podcast after all.
I don't know why. We just saw them on Wednesday and they get me so hard in the feels and they put on such a good show. And I don't know why I like them so much.
We did just see them Wednesday at Darien.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We saw them. We can throw little factoids in there. We saw them. I think it was our first concert together.
Mhm.
Was the 1975 a little over a year ago, and that was at Main Street Armory and in Rochester, which I quite enjoyed that show a bit more, just because it was closer and it seemed like
Well,
more
Yeah.
intimate.
It's a better venue than Darien.
It is. It is. But we got a really good spot at the Darien show, and
Were
they
you guys
do.
lawn?
Yeah,
or
we were in
We
the
were
lawn.
on, but we were literally like the front of the lawn. Yeah.
I actually, when I've only been to one concert there. It was Five Finger Death Punch.
Nice.
And it was actually really nice just sitting almost towards the very back of the lawn, like just and hang because I was hanging out with Michael and John and our other friend John, and it was
It's
nicer atmosphere, of
it's
just
just-
kind of relaxing in that way.
It depends on how full the venue gets.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick wasn't that full, but it was still fucking insane.
Well, it also depends on what you're going for with it. Like
yeah.
we were just kind of there with the atmosphere of it and stuff more so
Right.
than trying to really get into
Yeah,
the
it just
actual concert.
depends on how much you like the band. Obviously, it's your favorite band. We want to
Yeah.
be closer. If it was Foster the People, which is my favorite band, I guess, hey, that's my favorite band, Foster the People, then I'd want to be
didn't go in
closer as well.
order.
Sorry about that. But if it was Kendrick, I wish we could have been closer, but it just was very unfortunate that he didn't put on that great of a show anyways. But
Yeah.
anyways, so Catherine's is the 1975. And that was our first concert together. So there you go.
Very nice. And then you can lead right into yours right there then, since I've already started anyway.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm just giving you crap. I don't care.
My favorite band is Foster the People.
Who?
Foster the People.
Where are they fostering?
They're fostering the people.
Okay.
And that's actually his last name.
Why
the
don't
lead
they just
singer.
adopt?
For people who don't know Foster the People, everyone knows all the other kids with the bum dog kicks you around.
I think people should pretty well know who they are.
I
though,
only
at this
say that
point.
because I work with a bunch of girls who know nothing of like our
anything
interests.
that's not fucking country music.
That's not true. But like, I'm always like, oh my God, did you see the episode of The Office? I don't watch The Office. I'm
Well,
like,
different strokes for different folks, I suppose. But we saw.
I didn't know the band by name, so knowing that they're Pumped Up Kicks helps
there
me.
you go.
Really?
I'm awful about knowing bands, like just in the same way that I'm awful with movies.
It's just awful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I also listen to a lot through Spotify and stuff, so like I'll just listen to stuff
Right.
and then not pay attention to the artist or album or anything like that.
Right. I'm not sure why I love them so much, but I think they were the first band that had that combination of like synth pop meets rock.
Yeah.
And I just remember falling in love with their first album, and it just kickstarted my interest in that particular genre
What
of
was their
music.
first album?
I believe it was called Torches.
Do you
Yes.
know around when it came
Yes.
out? Not this is like a trivia thing or anything.
2012.
Okay.
Ish.
So still
wanna
fairly
say-
recent too.
Yeah. 2011, I think.
Now, did you have any particularly favorite band before them? Because that would have been recent.
You know, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I've fallen in love with them, and they are just like, it's so simple for me to be like, I love that band the most.
Yeah.
And Catherine and I, she surprised me with tickets to see them, because I had been trying to see them for years around here, and they just never toured around here. And so she surprised me a 2 years ago and got me tickets for an early Christmas present.
I'm a good girlfriend.
And I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, she felt like shit that day, so she kind of like went up in the
I was very
seats,
sick.
and I was having I almost wept because I had just waited so long to see them.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we went and saw them the summer after, because that was in like October when we went. So the summer after, they were back again in Syracuse at the amphitheater, and we saw them with Paramore, and it was fucking amazing.
Mhm.
It was a great show, great atmosphere, just like summer vibes in the little pavilion auditorium thing, whatever it is, outside. They ran out of water that day. That was so weird. It was hot as balls, and they ran out of fucking water at a concert where people were drinking. That is so unsafe.
Be awful if that happened at like at a con too,
Oh yeah.
like TanaCon.
I mean, when it's that hot out, you can't.
not to
Ugh.
just as any example, just
Sure.
randomly out of the blue.
Yeah,
Anyways.
because it was like what, July or something, and it was just so hot. It was like 95 out.
Jeez.
But it was a great show. Probably my favorite show I've ever seen. And again, I mean, it was awesome that we got to see one of Catherine's favorite bands being Paramore and my favorite band paired up as a
Yeah, as one show.
yeah, and it was just great. But yeah, so
awesome.
what's your favorite band or artist? I guess
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
have to be a band.
So I've been
It
trying.
has to be a
It
band.
has to be a band. They have to have multiple members. So I've been trying to think about it because like mine shifts frequently. Like it's hard to come up with many that have really stood the test of time. Like say I listen to a lot of rap at this point, so it's a lot of
Oh my
like
gosh,
logical. But one that popped in my mind. So okay, I'm gonna give two. One of the kind of classic ones that was more so while I was growing up, and still I'll throw on half the time, and it's just a good time for me, is Reliant K. Which, being that I grew up religious, they're not very like religious, but they are kind of that same alt rock type stuff that you'd get with a lot of that, but a bit more on the fun side, a bit more, I don't know, just enjoyable in that way. And it's not like they're just like, hey, Jesus, and like which can be very annoying. But
Jesus loves you, baby.
They're really
Yeah.
annoying.
and then they had like some more entertaining, sillier songs and stuff like that, and some that's just really good. But the real one that actually kind of hit me is not one that anyone will really know because it's very, very small, but the band No More Kings.
Oh my
what?
God. No, I don't know who
You
they are.
you showed them to
Yeah.
me.
Or particularly the man himself, Pete Mitchell, who something about his music gets me every time, and I absolutely adore. Some of the songs really just like basically will make me emotional basically every time, or are just entertaining, and yeah, hit me right in the feels.
Yeah,
So
that's a great thing about music. I mean, if I could go on and on about music, I've talked to you guys about this before, especially like, you know, Ben and
yeah,
whatever
Nobody knows who Ben is. I just want everyone to know that we constantly talk about Ben, and nobody who listens to us knows who Ben
They'll
is.
find out.
Ben is one of our favorite people. We're going to have him on our podcast soon. He's going through a very difficult time right now, so we wanted him on here earlier, but you know, life happens.
Yep.
But he'll be on here soon, so
Yeah,
that'll be good.
whenever he's able to, we'll get him on.
Yep. But Ben is one of our favorite people in the whole world, and he's who I have built a really, really good relationship with creatively. We make movies together and stuff like that. But you know, I told you guys that like music is my catalyst for anything that I do as far as art goes. Like I can't write without music, I can't paint without music. So it's really just a very important thing for me. I wish I could make music, but I suck, so I can't.
Can't listen to music without music. It's a real tough time.
Yeah.
I was gonna make music once, but then I realized that it wasn't. I realized I'm not good at it.
I realize I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the patience to learn an instrument.
I'm just not good. I'm
I have
just
that
not.
too. I'm not great either, so it's take especially more patience than it would otherwise.
What are you not good at that you're saying though, Catherine? Because like you're a really good singer. So are you saying you're not good at trying to learn an instrument?
Or
No,
like
I just
rhythm or
totally
tone
learned
or
I was
something?
like incredibly out of my league. So I went to school for music. That's how I first started.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I started off as like a music major at MCC, and I was just totally unprepared for it. My high school didn't have a music program, so I was taking like the most basic music theory course, like reading and writing
Right.
music and blah blah blah. And I just learned I was just so out of my element. I wasn't prepared for it. I really had no idea what I was doing. I was failing all of the tests. All I could really do is sing. I was classically trained for 4 years as an alto. And then I got to college and they're just like, we're going to make you a soprano 1, which I think is the highest soprano. So that was hard, but I learned that I could do both. I learned that I had a really large range, but I can't learn an instrument for the life of me. I took 4 years of piano and I have nothing to show for it. I sold my keyboard. Like, I can't write music. I'm not creative enough to write lyrics. And then I auditioned for the musical there, and it was the first show in 11 years that I didn't get casted. And then I realized I didn't want to live a life of rejection. So I said, no, thank you. And then I stopped doing music.
It's fair.
Yeah, rejection.
I was gonna say that's what Tim and I decided we wanted to spend our entire lives in.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, rejection is definitely not fun. But I don't know. You just have to utilize it, I guess. But it's not for everybody. So on to the next question.
Arguably, rejection isn't for anybody.
Well, no, but it's just how you use it.
Right.
But anyways, so what's your favorite food? And more specifically, because I mean, we could get into fucking subcategories of snacks and all sorts of shit. What is your favorite like dinner?
Flamin' hot Cheetos.
Just for dinner. Just for dinner. My dad makes a really good barbecue chicken.
He does.
Like, I remember always craving that as a kid. Like, he just marinates it forever, I feel like. And that's it. And it's like a super easy recipe. Can't tell you what it is because I don't know how to cook.
How dare you with that last name?
So I don't know how to cook. But my dad makes really good chicken. That's about it.
You don't know how to cook, but you know how to cook.
Meth? Yes.
Well, I just meant be yourself, but
Oh, thanks.
yeah. So I like food a lot. So I like a lot of food. I feel like all my answers are going to be caveated by like, well, I don't really have an idea, but my go-to is always like barbecue. So
I
like
fucking
barbecue's
love
good.
barbecue.
like some good brisket, some good
Yes.
ribs, some good steaks,
100%.
anything. My mouth's watering right now. Anything that was once alive and is now dead on a plate in front of me is usually pretty good for me.
Tougher question. I don't care about your answer because this is a better question.
Oh,
Ouch.
If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Dead cow.
A whole dead cow.
Yeah, specifically the hoof.
You want the brain cheese,
Yeah.
the head cheese.
Yeah.
Oh fucking A.
No, like it would. I mean, it's kind of an escapey answer, but it'd be
You can
stuff like
do a
brisket
bunch
and
of
steak
different
and things like that.
with a cow.
Yeah,
Okay, assholes, stop cheating and just like
cheating.
one
beef.
answer. Beef. Just beef. Raw beef, a hamburger has if it taco meat.
I can prepare it how I want.
You're not
Steak.
You're not playing
It would,
the
I mean,
it would be
rules.
medium
Does
rare
it have
steak.
to be a very specific thing? Because like I would say
Yes, that's what makes the
but
question
hang
hard.
on a second. Because I would say pizza, but then I could choose whatever different kinds of toppings I want.
It has to be specific. That's
Well,
what
then
makes
I'll-
the question
All right,
difficult.
so mac and cheese for me. Mac and cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Whatever
What
my
kind of mac?
whatever my grandma makes, okay, is my favorite fucking
So
macaroni
your
and cheese.
grandma's mac and
Yes,
cheese. You
I
can't just
would-
say mac and cheese because then
Because-
it leaves open Kraft mac and cheese.
No, yeah, my
Wegmans
grandma's
$1 noodle mac and cheese.
my grandma's mac and cheese. And my answer prior to that
We
you
don't
said
care.
you
We've
didn't care
moved
about
on.
I care.
was gonna be my grandmother's meatballs and mac and cheese anyways. Is my favorite.
Gotcha.
Is my favorite
Ooh,
meal.
my daddy makes a good meatball around Christmas time.
Exactly. That's my favorite time because my grandma does the same thing. It's mac and cheese and meatballs, and that's just my favorite because it reminds me
gonna-
of so many things too. You know.
I'm gonna hit you with a curveball for that. Like, if I can only eat one thing for the rest of my life ever,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with like a nice steak,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna specify I want it prepared by Gordon Ramsay.
Fuck yeah.
So now for the rest of my life, I'm just eating Gordon Ramsay steak.
Gordon Ramsay steak. These should turn into desert island questions. That's what's going to make it that much more difficult.
All right. Here's the next question. This is
Desert island it.
It's gonna make it like
Well,
in a master's
it's-
program instead of a regular like bachelor's program.
Exactly. And none of
Um,
us are capable for a master's program.
Well,
you get.
I'm not.
Well,
capable versus actually willing or wanting
Y'all need to know when
Well,
I'm
saying,
telling a
I'd say we're-
joke. Okay.
um,
I'd say we're capable.
you get one flavor of Ben and Jerry's.
Fish food. Done.
Okay.
Pussy ass question.
Hazed and confused.
Hazed and confused.
I've never had hazelnut confused. What is it?
It's-
It's
Hazelnut.
half hazelnut, half chocolate, and
Yeah.
then it's got a core of basically
It's a good one.
Nutella.
It is. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
honestly really
shit.
good. I don't know why I never get it.
Yeah.
Mine's also fish food because I don't know.
Fun
Basic.
fact. If anybody wants to know, Tim and I've decided that if we ever get married, our wedding cake is just going to be like a fish food carton of ice cream.
That's a
Yep.
great
And we're going to
idea.
get like Ben and Jerry like ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, because neither
Like,
one of
you know,
us
like
really
the,
likes cake.
Cake is gross. Why do people?
I don't know.
Why is cake such
It's
a big
not.
deal?
I don't hate it,
Well,
but
I don't
it's
know
not my
why-
favorite thing by any
I
stretch.
don't know
Yeah.
why you jumbled me in with you because I fucking love cake. I love
Oh.
cake. I love cake and cupcakes. You can make even cupcakes
I like the
smaller.
artist cupcake. Don't look that up.
Like I'm confused.
Sorry.
I love cake. Y'all are wrong. Cake is so good.
To be honest, I have shifted my opinion on it a little bit. Although I think ice cream is fucking 100 million
well,
times
you
better.
started off this topic real strong, being like, "Yeah, neither of us really like cake."
I'm now walking it
And
back.
now, yeah,
I'll walk
Well,
it back too.
no.
Don't worry.
Very specifically, that lemon cake is like
Oh, yeah.
one of my new favorite things.
limoncello cake is so
Gross.
good.
Lemon cake's the worst in my mind. I hate
I
it.
love it. I don't know
Maybe
why.
I might like it more now that I've like
It's so
like,
good.
drink more and stuff like that. And I'm just used to like lime and lemon citruses and
Right.
things more because I didn't used to have much like lime or lemon in
Leo's
anything.
lemon cake is really good,
But-
and then whatever bakery Magnolias gets their
So-
baked goods from.
But nah, I'm like cake is
Well, cheesecake too. I fucking
okay.
love
Cheesecake's not cake.
Well, it's a cake.
Hot
what is
take.
it not then?
It's a cheese made of cake.
I-
Or cake made of
What
cheese.
How is
defines
it
a
not
cake?
cake?
What defines a
It-
cake?
The word
That's
cake,
the
I
question.
guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like it's like what's a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Like
But a cheesecake is a cake. It's got the
Hot
name
dog's
in
like
it.
a hoagie because it's not. Isn't
Well, let's not open Pandora's box
let's
here.
do a whole podcast just debating that like that internet meme. No, but like
All right, never mind.
I don't-
Never mind.
I don't consider cheesecake cake. I love cheesecake's good.
what do you
I'll give
consider it?
I don't know. It's its own thing. It's like pie is its own thing. I
So
think
if it's
cheesecake
its
is-
own thing, wouldn't you just call it cheesecake and not just be like, here's like chocolate cake's my favorite cake, but like strawberry cheesecake is my favorite cheesecake.
yes.
Okay.
That seems right. By the way, I really am not a huge fan of, but this is just a little tidbit for you.
Yeah.
Catherine and I recently had our 2-year anniversary, and we kept it very simple. We went to Magnolia's for dessert. Okay. Really cool little cafe, like do lunches, whatever. And I wanted the limoncello cake that she had got me one time, I don't know, 2 months ago. They were out of it. So I decided, hey, I'm going to try this Bananas Foster cheesecake they had. I'm not a huge fan of bananas, but my God, was that fucking incredible cheesecake.
It's fair.
Oh my God.
Stuff with coconut, like I mean, this is not cheesecake, but say like a coconut cream pie and stuff are my go-tos, but then some like cheesecakes with coconut type stuff in it is fantastic.
Here's one for you. I don't really give a shit about pie.
Oh, well.
I'm kind of with you on it for the most
Like,
part.
I don't
man.
understand this whole thing about pie.
My dad is a huge fan of pie.
Me too.
I could take it or leave it. A really good apple pie can be solid. Oh, a good apple pie can be great.
Yeah.
I love like coconut or chocolate like cream pie type stuff like that because it's basically just like pudding.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, like
crap,
pudding
but
with like crushed graham crackers
yeah, it's
as
like
a pie
I'm
crust.
not gonna complain about that. It's like I'm 5 years old. I love it.
Right.
But overall pie, I have high standards for pie.
It's messy. It doesn't. You cut it. You get a fork and you get some cake and you get the frosting cake
No,
and
we're
the
out.
bottom of the
I'm
cake.
out.
No, just listen. It's all one cohesive like forkful, right? Okay. Throw a pie over here, right? You want to cut. You just want the corner with your fork. You get in, you're like, ooh, broke the crust, nice, and then it's just.
That's my complaint with hard tacos.
Yes, I just don't. It's messy. I want a good even a scoop of pie filling and a good scoop of pie crust, and I ain't get it because it's just
hard tacos aren't even nearly as good in taste, anyways.
Oh, I
so
agree.
it's pointless. But I
I'm
wholeheartedly.
so glad you guys said that.
I hate. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Every time we have taco dinner at the Cook residence, we gotta have hot tacos. And
No,
I'm
they
like,
suck, and they get fucking soggy.
Yeah.
Like the bottom where all
They
the
get
meat is
soggy,
and shit,
the
it gets all
bottom breaks
soggy and it
out,
falls
becomes
apart.
two halves. It becomes a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, and
No.
everything's falling out.
Not a fan.
Yeah. No, soft taco.
If I'm gonna do
all
that,
day.
just get a taco salad. Like, and just have the hard
Yeah,
little
yeah.
corn chips or whatever
Heck,
in it.
I'll throw those corn chips in the soft taco.
heck.
Yeah.
Oh heck.
Oh, heck, Marge.
One last dessert thing.
No, hang on
No,
a second.
no.
I have a rebuttal for this pie shit.
Oh, okay, all right. I just want to make sure cannolis get their fair.
Cannolis-
I
fair
don't like
talk.
cannolis.
Well, the ones that your brother's girlfriend brought were fucking phenomenal.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, she got them from Cheesy Eddie's or something.
I love cannolis. All right, your
Anyways.
pie rebuttal.
My grandma's apple pie, I'm in love with. I never understood the fascination with pumpkin pie. Okay, I don't know why
I do
everybody
like a
loves
good
it.
pumpkin
Good pumpkin
pie.
pie can be good. A bad pumpkin pie is real bad.
Bad pumpkin pie is
Yeah.
real bad.
My grandpa always made pumpkin pie out of squash, and it would taste the
It's
same.
called squash pie.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but he called it pumpkin
Yeah,
pie,
I
but
know.
it's literally tastes the same.
Because he didn't know the difference between a pumpkin and a squash. I'm just kidding.
They're all gourds.
I'm teasing.
Old gourds.
And I love, and I think I'm in the
Adam's
minority, but I'm in love with pecan pie. I love a good pecan pie.
I hate it. You should talk to my father.
Oh, and
He
my
loves pecan
father,
pie.
my father, he used to make a really good raspberry pie and a really good black cherry pie. I don't even like cherry.
Black cherry?
So
yeah, black cherry.
Would you say you're fairly knowledgeable about, say, pie and apple pie in particular?
Yes.
Have you heard of or ever tried where you're supposed to have like cheese with it?
Yes.
Okay, how is that? Because I've never tried it. It seems gross to me, but my parents swear by it.
Cheese with an apple
you,
pie?
You slice
Yeah.
it. You can either slice it on top, or there's also been apple pies where there's literally a tiny thin layer at the top of the crust of cheese being on top or
Yeah.
in it.
Doesn't that
It's
sound-
almost like a
it
cheese
sounds
Danish.
Disgusting.
No, but it's just like a cheese Danish, though.
But that's the thing. I haven't tried it. It's
Right.
just like the
I do like cheese
visualization.
Danishes.
Exactly. It's the same concept, and then
Oh,
there's just some
no.
apple in it.
Visualizing or conceptualizing it, it just sounds and seems horrendous to me. But
'Cause I can- go
I
ahead.
could see it being good in practice.
I guess I just imagine like a slice of pie, and you got the pie crust on top, pie crust on bottom, but then you just got like a block of Swiss cheese. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
my parents have done that a little. Not Swiss, but like where they'll just have basically cut up pieces next to it, where they'll take a bite, take a bite, take a bite, take a bite.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's interesting, but also I've never done it that way, but it has been made where again the thin crust layer
Yeah.
has the little bit of cheese underneath it,
That seems a better form than
and
the
it
way my
soaks up the
parents do it.
flavor from like the apple and the cinnamon and shit,
Yeah.
and it's basically becomes like a cheese Danish.
It seems more purposeful in that way too, which like
it's weird with the texture though. I will say that.
So it also just to give a shout out to because Rochester and all, it reminds me of a garbage plate in the sense of it's just like when you explain it or hear about it and stuff, it's just like what's going on with that, and then I could see it being great. Like a garbage plate is amazing. So
fuck yeah, garbage plate is amazing.
Yo, I went to I think it was Webster Hots because they have a zinger plate is what it's called, and it's buffalo chicken and mozzarella on top of whatever you want.
I have strong feelings about your concept of a plate.
You're a classic.
I am a classic, and a buffalo chicken is not.
There's nothing wrong with a good old classic plate, but I like it being whatever. I like the art of it being whatever someone wants it to be.
Well, no, let's just bring it to this then.
Okay.
Where is the best place in the Rochester area? This includes surrounding areas too, Canandaigua, whatever, to get a plate.
See, I haven't been to a couple of places that people swear by.
Like what?
Like Henrietta Hots or Dogtown. I haven't been to Dogtown yet.
Fucking Dogtown is the only answer.
I know, and that's why I'm caveating my answer because I know you'd say that.
Yeah, Jenna Marble says it's Henrietta Hots, which is down the road from where we live, pretty much.
Because we've had this discussion many a time.
Yeah.
And so
Catherine,
I still need to get there.
Or do you like garbage plates?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like a lot of
but you like everything
flavors and stuff
on
like
a garbage plate.
Quantity is a lot.
Quantity.
A lot of that's where it comes in handy that a number of places will do half plates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I also haven't had one in a really, really long time, so I can't really tell you. I'm sorry. There looked like there was pubes in my thing sticking out. Anyways, I haven't had one in a really long time. I'm also kind of a picky eater. I don't really like my food to be touching, and that's all what a garbage plate is.
So
I like all of the ingredients of a garbage plate, but I tend to like them separately or let me mix and choose what I want.
See how I got over that because I used to be that way. At least how I got over for say a garbage plate is I rationalized it by thinking, okay, I'll be okay with things touching depending on if it's their intention. Like a garbage plate, it's intended to have food on food on food. And I'm like, okay, I can handle it that way. But if it was like, if I had even say a burger and mac salad just on a plate and then they start to touch, I'd be pissed.
Can't do it. I'm really weird with textures too. And it can kind of have a weird texture to me.
Oh, textures are like, that's why I hate ones that have mac salad that also have like celery and stuff in it. Cause like the texture difference bothers me a lot.
That's why I hate Jell-O.
Jell-O is fucking disgusting anyways. Straight up.
So because of just the texture on its own.
Yeah.
Okay. For me,
Jell-O feels weird in my mouth. I don't want it in there.
For me, it's a texture consistency. So like I'm fine with Jell-O, but say if it was Jell-O with something else in it, I'm going to be bothered.
I'm just bothered by Jell-O.
Yeah.
Jell-O's gross.
Jell-O's really gross.
So anyways,
Fairport Hots to answer your question.
Dogtown and Fairport Hots are the two best places to get
we need to go to Dogtown soon so I can try that.
100% am available anytime you want. I will leave my job. I will leave wherever to go to Dogtown because it's amazing.
Let's go tonight. Let's go after we're finished recording.
Okay.
I haven't eaten, so that's also part of the reason I'm stuck on food.
Nick Tahoe's, though, is somehow...
I feel so bad for Nick Tahoe's.
They suck.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, you have the namesake, but you're really squandering it.
No, they're horrible. Like, literally, I would rather go to the fucking... Where's the place we used to go with Sarah with an H in Canandaigua? Every now and again. That was right across from the...
Max?
No, we never went there with her.
Oh yeah, is it like Charlie's or something like that?
Charlie's. I would prefer fucking Charlie's over.
Their plates are not great.
They're not great.
Their food's not bad. It's just that their plates aren't good.
Because their hamburgers are really good. Actually,
it's like Tom Wall's. Like Tom Wall's food is good, but their plates.
Exactly. Because I remember there was one time we went and the home fries were like as hard as a rock, and I'm like, what is this? I'd rather have that than Nick Tahoe's.
Dude, Max is great, and again,
Max is amazing.
This goes against your concept of garbage plate, but man, getting a plate
steak plate.
No, at Max Philly Steaks, you get home fries and mac and cheese. Yeah, that's the base, and then pulled pork.
Yeah,
and my goodness.
Well, there was one I used to get that had chicken fingers, onion rings, mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah, they have I think it's like their mac plate or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting pulled pork on top of mac and cheese, and then the hot sauce on it. You get that barbecue sauce, you get the cheese, you get the hot sauce. Oh, it's a great combo.
And it is.
I'm hungry.
I'm getting hungrier by the second.
Yeah, let's go on to the next
question. What is your favorite beverage, and let's say non-alcoholic, and then after that we can go right into alcoholic. So pick your 2 favorite beverages: 1 alcoholic, 1 non-alcoholic.
Okay.
You're up.
We'll go with Kat. We'll keep this trend going, starting with you, Catherine. Unless you want to pass it. If you want to, I could start with this one if you prefer.
I guess non-alcoholic. I really like cherry Pepsi. I don't know why. There it is. Go ahead, Adam.
Baja Blast. Right now, because I'm trying to cut back on sugar, Baja Blast Zero, because that's so much healthier.
So much healthier.
Yeah. but yeah.
Okay. Mine is chai tea. I like
Okay.
Fucking
well,
bougie
specifically
ass.
I like chai lattes. They're my
Okay.
favorite.
See, I'm not a fan of coffee or tea.
No, I know.
I do love coffee though.
I love specifically even more specific yet, the chai lattes from Starbucks.
Fair enough.
So alcoholic drink.
Sex on the beach.
Okay.
I think I gotta go with margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a margarita connoisseur.
I love margaritas, but I mean, like, I'm a huge cocktail person.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
we
a
like
huge
good
alcohol
cocktails.
person, to be fair, but like old fashioned is a great go to for me. My go to at most bars is just getting like a Jack
and
Fire.
Coke.
I love Jack Fire and Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Black Russian, old fashioned, margarita. Those are like my 3 go tos.
Yeah.
Not in any particular order.
So I am very much a whiskey man. I am now into, thanks to Catherine's brother, the rye whiskey, specifically called Slow and Low.
Stuff's delicious.
It is amazing. I
Oh
drink
my
that straight. That is
gosh.
my favorite.
Now that you've tried old fashions again, wouldn't you say it's similar? or no?
But
To good old fashioned?
The one that I had was fucking potent.
Oh yeah, over
It
silver.
was like, holy shit, where's any of the
theirs was
sweetness?
real strong.
It was.
Because they like filled an entire glass with whiskey.
Right. So I would say that that's my go-to as of now, but I have shifted my Jack and Coke order to a Moscow Mule is like my go-to.
I forgot about Moscow. Moscow mules are great too.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't go to them as often. I think just because they're not as
Because people can really screw up a
They
Moscow
can,
Mule.
but there's really good ones too.
well, and they're not every place has them.
Not every place has ginger beer, and they use
Right.
fucking ginger ale, and it's like, no, it makes
Yeah.
such a huge difference.
So like I'll get a Moscow Mule at places that usually actually have it listed, because that means usually they're probably doing it right if they're actually
Yeah.
advertising it.
Now, for all you Rochesterians, if you want a really good Moscow Mule, go to the Revelry. They have the best Moscow Mule I've ever had.
You know what people should go to more? Is obviously so Wegmans Pub over. I don't know how many of them have it, but the one over in Fairport does.
Yep.
Go during happy hour. Like you can get 10 wings for $5 and a drink. And
I'm in for that.
Mules are great and stuff. Their wings are fantastic because it's they do half price appetizers, which means you can get coconut shrimp, you can get wings, you can get like they're their happy hour menu or their appetizers are fantastic and they're half price, and it's like
What's that
insane.
noise? Go, whatever you did, it's not doing it anymore.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a ghost.
On to the next question.
That's the other the other podcast we did, Catherine.
No, sorry.
We're on a different topic now.
What is your favorite color?
Huh?
What is
favorite color?
color? Oh. Sorry, I'm still a bit
What's
like
your favorite
coffee.
color?
I don't like these questions. We should do like desert island questions because what does
All right.
anybody care
If
about
you
my
were
favorite
on
color?
a desert island and you had to choose one color,
To wear.
fucking
To
no.
wear for the rest of your life.
Black.
Fuck yeah, black.
I look good in black. Black
To-
looks good on everybody.
to wear is a different question. I would go with black to wear.
No, just black all the way around.
No, I gotta go with purple.
Yeah. I'm a maroon guy. Maroon's my favorite.
Well, and I tried to because I think Catherine, you told me was it like a yellow green or something like that
Yeah,
at
I
one
like
point.
emerald. I like the colors emerald and gold together.
Yeah, and because I actually when designing the visualizer for the podcast, I tried and the logo, I tried to use each of our quote unquote favorite colors
Right.
based on
Oh, yeah.
that conversation.
So you may have known our favorite color without even knowing it.
Yeah.
All right, Desert Island.
Thank you. Makes it a little
You
bit more
get
interesting.
you get to choose one movie and one TV series to bring with you to the desert island for the rest of your life. What are they going to be?
Facing the Giants. I'm just kidding.
Movie, but oh fuck. Okay.
How dare you not say Dark Chamber?
Black Orchid.
I definitely am not saying any of those.
Why not? Definitely.
Because they're trash.
I know. I guess so.
I guess show would be
Because you work with the worst audio person ever.
New Girl. I think it's really funny. Movie.
Wouldn't
It's
that get old?
Yeah, all the shows would get
So
old.
she wouldn't be a new girl anymore.
Ah.
Right, continue.
Movie, maybe. It's so many. Coraline, probably Coraline. That's like one of my favorite movies. Coraline or Fight Club. Those are my like top two.
Yeah, those are good choices.
Thank you.
I'm having trouble thinking of a
All
movie.
right, well,
Fight Club would have been up there for me as well, but I feel like we could all say Fight Club, and that would be a likely opportunity. So I'm gonna try to think of something different.
Tim's gonna
I'm
have
gonna go
some
with
like.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Ugh.
Napoleon Dynamite is one of my favorite comedies. Holy fuck.
So I'm going Napoleon Dynamite, and I'm going Bob's Burgers.
Oh,
Sweet.
Bob's Burgers is
Love
good.
Bob's Burgers.
I've been watching so much. It's one of those ones I could rewatch. Oh, it's between. Well, no, I'll wait to see what you say, and then I'll maybe throw in an extra.
Yeah, mine. I do mine. Pulp Fiction and Breaking Bad.
Okay, the other one I might add in there, and I think you could also concur with me on this one. Trailer Park Boys might be up there.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Really?
No. I think every no.
If I had only one show to watch for the rest of my life, I wouldn't want it to be a drama.
Yeah, but
I would want it
to
to be
me,
a comedy.
Breaking Bad is the greatest thing ever made ever in the history of time. Period.
I mean,
so it's
that's
like,
fair, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like,
and I don't really care for comedy, so it's a different.
true.
It's a different.
I love comedy. So like, Sonny and Trailer Park Boys would be
well,
up
that's
there
what I
as
was
well
just
for
gonna
me
say.
too.
Sonny's my favorite comedy,
Yeah.
and Trailer Park Boys is up there for like my favorite shows. But I just wouldn't. There's no way.
Yeah. I'm also on a kick with it
The
lately. so that's part of
rewatchability
it.
value for Trailer Park Boys is insane, though. You
Yeah.
can watch it a million times. I have.
Yeah.
Catherine doesn't like Trailer Park
That's part
Boys,
of what I was
but
thinking. Because like Sonny, Bob's Burgers, Trailer Park Boys, all their rewatchability is high.
yeah.
Higher than The Office. Changed my mind.
Fuck yeah, they are.
I have watched The Office like at least 20 times now, so I'm very much over The Office.
See,
I don't
that's the same with
understand
me. I got over
everybody's
it.
fascination with The Office. I think it's good, but
It's really good, but it's also still very, I'm going to call it network, if that makes sense.
right.
I mean, Bob's Burgers kind of is as well, but I don't know.
So, Desert Island.
Yeah.
You
Desert Island or Deserted Island?
I don't know.
Or Desert Island.
Desert Island.
A deserted island.
Stressed Island. Get it?
A
Backwards.
deserted island.
I'd be stressed
Deserted
if I
island.
didn't have any dessert.
If you could only bring either markers in a coloring book or your iPod, but your iPod only contains 200 songs on it, which would you choose? You have now here. Let me also add your coloring book. You have like multiple, like a lifetime supply. Okay, so you always have new designs, but your iPod only has 200 songs.
Do I have more drawing ability than the first grade level I'm probably at now?
I said coloring book, so it really has
oh,
nothing to
coloring
do.
book.
Yeah.
Book. Sorry.
Yeah.
He got so mad at
I
you.
was like, it's like, fuck you didn't listen to me.
I said coloring book.
I
Fucking
said
asshole.
color in the lines.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with fucking drawing, Adam.
Yeah.
He got so mad
Art goes
at
right
you.
out the window.
Coloring book and markers, and you only got that idea because you're looking at my coloring book and markers.
I was.
I like to think I have my soul age is like 15 because I still like to
So
color.
you chose coloring?
I chose coloring. All right, never mind. We won't talk about it, I guess.
I was clarifying.
Sorry.
Your soul age is 15 and you chose coloring book. You'll answer me.
Tim's getting angry at the desert island. He needs some dessert.
Yeah, I need some
Calm him
ice cream.
down. I feel like it's gotta be that, right? Because it's not limited. Music, the music would be limited. Well,
You
drive No.
yourself nuts.
no, I'm going music. Changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll be an island. There's some sand. I can draw all I want.
He said coloring book. You fuck.
Yeah, I don't have a coloring book. I got some sand.
I was gonna say coloring book, and I was gonna make pretty drawings. So
Yeah. You were gonna color outside the lines like you were telling us not to do
yeah,
because you think you're better than us.
yeah.
No, I'm going music because there won't be any. I won't have any other like auditorial. Man, words are hard. Like audio based entertainment or art to appreciate, but I will have visual representations of art that I can appreciate as it is.
Right.
I've overthought this.
So on this deserted island, you do have a phone that works. You can only choose
There's a lot of caveats for this desert island.
It
No.
is. There are. But you can only watch one YouTuber for the rest of your deserted island life. Who would you watch?
I don't really watch a lot of YouTube. I don't really care that much about YouTube.
Achievement Hunter /
You watch
Let's
Jeffree
Play.
Star a lot.
Yeah, but I'm not like dying to watch YouTube.
Well, then it's an easy choice.
I don't like.
Like, oh, I guess I'll watch Jeffree Star then.
I guess.
Oh. Well, you can come up with some questions if you want.
What? He's cranky
What?
right
Yeah.
now.
Why are you getting so defensive?
Because you were being defensive towards me or something, like attacking my question. Like it was stupid. I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay.
I think we're all just a little bit stressed out and we need to take a vacation. Maybe go on
To a
an
deserted
island.
island?
Yeah. And have some sex on a beach, some Moscow mules. I don't know, whatever. Pina coladas, all that jazz.
Pina coladas are good.
Achievement Hunter / like Let's Play is my answer. Just because they put out so much content. It's all video game based.
Yeah.
Good. Or Gus Johnson, because I know you'd be upset, especially if we're on the same desert island. I'm just playing Gus Johnson videos all day.
And I'd just be stuck with it forever,
Yeah,
forevermore.
which would be great.
I'd probably just choose Philip DeFranco so I could keep up to speed with
Keep
what's
up to
going
date
on.
the search rescues.
What else you got?
I think you ran out of questions like 5 questions ago.
So if you could only choose between, maybe this is a question that's more of a struggle for me, I don't know, but if you could only choose deodorant and a toothbrush or shampoo and soap, what would you choose? I don't know what made me come up with this, but I was thinking about it the other day. Like you can cover up your stench, but you're still dirty. So you can either choose like, toothbrush and toothpaste and deodorant or shampoo and soap
Toothbrush and toothpaste.
Toothbrush,
And-
toothpaste.
and deodorant.
I
Because
guess.
I can go swimming and it's not gonna be great, but it'll do a good job. And then having the deodorant on top of that, it's like, okay, that'll suffice, but I can't take care of my teeth otherwise.
Yeah.
I can go. I do go many days without washing my hair. So,
Yeah.
but I go every day brushing my teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I think it's different because, like, and Catherine knows I have to take a shower or else I feel like I haven't woken up that day. It's so weird.
That's
so
fair.
I feel like I would choose.
I just want to keep my chompers working.
But then I would get cavities. So
Yeah.
woe is me.
But you probably wouldn't be having much sugar anyway. Well, I guess you'd have a lot of sugar. It's a desert island.
If I'm on a.
I'm on a desert island.
Yeah, on a desert island.
Uh,
Thinking if I'm on a deserted ice. Oh God.
ice cream.
I was gonna say Iceland.
Ice cream should never be deserted.
I was on a
That's my
deserted
political
Iceland.
platform. It's deserted Iceland.
I'd
like a
be
zombie
eating the
apocalypse.
toothpaste, is what I'm saying. Deserted island. If I didn't have food, I'd be eating toothpaste.
French fries or tater tots?
French fries. Fuck off
French
with tater
fries.
tots. Tater tots are the trash of potatoes.
I do like a tater tot though.
You're fucking wrong.
Well, I mean, I do too, but it's still
Y'all
the
are
trash of a
wrong.
potato.
Fucking curly fries is the answer.
Or waffle fries.
Waffle fries are also
waffle
really
fries
good.
Are so good.
Curly fries.
I agree,
curly
tater
fries.
tots are the trash of the potato, but any part of the potato is amazing.
I would prefer tater tots over crinkle cut fries, and I don't know why.
I really like that we circled back to food.
we're all
Crinkle cut,
hungry.
I
aren't we?
really just don't
I
like
ate,
crinkle
but I
cut.
could eat again.
I haven't eaten anything today. Well,
Catherine,
technically, I ate Taco Bell at 2 in the
Tim?
morning. But
what was the runner-up names for Matilda?
Toffee.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to name her Flapjack and call her Jack for short. Tim wanted to name her Pickles. I liked the name Phyllis and Gertrude. Also, I wanted a black cat named Wednesday. She's not fully black, but we could have called her Wednesday.
Yeah.
But then she's Matilda. We're too far gone.
She's Matilda.
Yeah.
I love Matilda. What else? Anybody got any questions they can think of?
I don't read a lot, but favorite book, Desert Island book. Tim reads more than I do.
He
Oh,
probably reads
jeez.
more than I do too. Because I would have to read first.
I have an answer though. I do have an answer.
What's your answer?
It's so weird. I read it when I was in like middle school. It's a very thin book and it's called Baby. And it's about this woman opens the door and there's literally a baby on her doorstep and a note saying like, I can't love her the way that, I can't give her, I don't know, just talking about how like she couldn't take care of her. So this woman just takes in this baby. I don't know why, but I just like, I've always remembered that book. I think I've always kept that book. The amount of times that I've like donated books or thrown out books or cleaning, going through like spring cleaning phases and throwing everything out. When we moved, I didn't bring it in, but I still kept it. So there's that. I'd read that book because I remember it making me cry in middle school. Okay, that's my answer.
Mine would be The Gunslinger by Stephen King.
The hash slinging slasher.
The slash ringing slasher. The hash.
The sash ringing.
The
hash pinging. The sash.
Ding Dong, The Witch is Dead. Yeah, The Gunslinger is my favorite book that I've read multiple times, and the movie is fucking trash for all of you out there that have seen it. Yeah, I love that book. I like a lot of books, though. Chuck Palahniuk is one of my favorite writers. Fight Club, Choke.
Yeah, I need to read a lot more. Is a conclusion I've come to many a time and rarely actually act on. But I have a list of like 6 or 7 books that I want to read at some point soon.
Gosh,
I hope to get to in the next decade.
I'm trying to think of her name. The girl that played Nancy Botwin in Weeds.
I haven't watched Weeds.
Oh, geez. Well, she wrote a book called Dear Mr. You, and it's a memoir, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the best memoirs. Glass Castle, a bunch of books. I like books. I like reading manga too. But yeah, so probably The Gunslinger.
I'm gonna go with one I haven't read yet, so I might hate that this is the one I choose if I was on the island, because I might get 20 pages in and be like, wow, that was a mistake. I'm going with Gravity's Rainbow. It's I've heard it's a very bizarre book. I think the guy who wrote it was like on drugs the entire time of writing it. And yeah, I think the plot is a guy, it's like in London during World War II, and every time he gets an erection, a bomb gets dropped on the city.
What?
I'm dead serious. I think, yeah, wait. Let me look at the description. I had to look up what the name was. Tyrone Slothrop, a GI in London in 1944, has a big problem. Whenever he gets an erection, a blitz bomb hits. Slothrop gets excited, and then, as Thomas Pynchon puts it in his sinister, insinuatingly sibilant opening sentence, a screaming comes across the sky. Yeah. It's supposed to be a very bizarre book, and it's also like 900 pages or something like that. Like it's like ridiculous. So it also would take up a lot of time, which I think would be beneficial. But it seems fascinating. I want to read it anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, I've read some of the greatest books apparently are, like Atlas Shrugged and The Fountainhead, and yeah, fuck that. But they're just, I don't know. They're a little too long-winded. Definitely bring something that's more fun.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. What was your favorite number?
7.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because shut the fuck up.
It's a good reason.
I don't know that I've really ever had a favorite number. I don't. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I
like a lot of numbers because I'm a freak.
69.
420, boys. No, I don't.
Those means slapping my knee, but I was actually just slapping the beanbag chair. I mean table that we're sitting at.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a favorite number.
I mean, I'm always partial to 23, being that it's, my birthday. But I tend to like ones that are, I think, is it prime numbers. It's been a while since I've taken a mathematics course, but like I've always liked 11. I've liked 17, 23.
666.
Yes, that's a good one.
6969. Double up.
The mark of the beast. 999. 666.
I feel like we've lost steam.
Well, I ran out of questions like 15 minutes ago.
It's gonna be a short one.
No, it's been a half hour.
Oh yeah, I mean
it's shorter in comparison.
Relative to our other
But
ones.
that's okay.
I mean, did people really get to know us?
What else could we ask?
Got to know us as much as you get to know people on the first day of school. So,
I'm a Scorpio.
what's your favorite hobby, favorite thing in life?
Tim.
That was sweet.
Thank you.
Is that favorite thing in life or favorite hobby?
Will you kiss me?
Tim's dick is my favorite thing.
Oh my god.
And
Oh my gosh.
Well, we can't keep having the same answer.
I'm sure that one of us is gonna have to start changing our answers here soon. And I'll stop there. I was gonna say something else was my favorite hobby, but never mind.
Then people would
Does
really
it
get to
have
know
to
us.
do with Dogtown?
Your personal dog town?
Perhaps.
Your asshole. Yeah, definitely.
Checking the prostate.
Ew.
I
Tim
like,
doesn't even let me touch him, so it's fine.
That's not true.
It's pretty true.
like
Lies.
you guys just like hover hands everything.
Don't.
It's like the one
is that
just
good
like
for
Matilda.
It's like the scene in The Office where it's the PDA episode. Like,
you? Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember that one.
It's when like Michael and Holly are just like hugging and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I wish I could feel what your body feels like. It's like, this is way worse. This is way worse. Stop. I'm a big fan of video games and comedy.
Video games.
Yeah, been playing a new to me game, Moonlighter. It's been a lot of fun. It's both a roguelite game. So going into like dungeons and stuff and trying to see how far you can get into them. And then on the other half of the game is you running a shop and setting prices for items and stuff and making gold.
That sounds great.
A weird combination, and I love it. It's so well done.
Yeah.
Or I could just, if you had to choose one game for the rest of your life, Catherine, you go first. One video game.
Pick up sticks.
Pick up sticks.
No.
The Xbox
Kerplunk.
360 version.
Kerplunk. Do you guys remember Kerplunk?
I don't remember.
I don't play video
Kerplunk.
games. I play board games.
Well, actually, that we'll do that as a follow up to like favorite like board game. Or is Kerplunk
When I did
answer for that too?
play PlayStation, actually, I think I have some answers. I got some answers.
I like how when I ask about video game, you gave me Kerplunk, but then I ask about board game, and you start talking about PlayStation and some answers for that.
Well, I remember when PlayStation first came out, I played Tarzan. I also had Rugrats.
Oh, Tarzan is classic.
Mm-hmm. And then my babysitter had Nintendo, and I played like a Disney game, and Mickey would be running around in a carnival, and it was kind of like Super Smash Brothers, but Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
That's what I really liked. She
Not
also
coming
had
to
The
mind.
Lion King, and I remember I would swing from my tail on things.
Did you ever play the Aladdin game?
No.
Came out on the Disney theme. The Aladdin one I played a lot of on Sega Genesis when we would go to a family friend's house and I was bored because my parents would just be talking forever.
Yeah.
I would just play the Aladdin
Parents,
on Sega Genesis.
man.
It was the worst. That was actually a great time because I didn't have a Sega Genesis. We only had an N64, which I'm not complaining about because fantastic games on that. But as far as video game goes, I mean, I gotta go at least right now, currently Rocket League, and I could see that for a very long time. But
fuck, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash is classic.
Played that a lot.
I don't think I've ever really played a Crash game
Nope,
other than
I played that.
like for like a minute or two at a time.
Ooh. Pajama Sam. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. That's a computer game. Also, Freddy the Fish.
Oh
Putt
yeah.
Putt.
Yep.
Their
I never
bear
played
friend.
as many of the
I loved that shit.
Fatty Bear's birthday surprise.
Yes. 2 years ago, my friend Nick, we're not really friends anymore, but that's okay, Nick. I still appreciate you because of this reason right here. He found Pajama Sam, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark online, bought it for me, and I sat in his room for 4 hours and played it. And he just
Nice.
sat on his bed, and I was like, I would play this game. And I had to find socks, and there
was a sale.
I've been dying to play that game again.
There was a sale the other day. It was like all of those games. It was like 100 of them or something like
Buy
that
'em all.
for like $100 or
Buy 'em all.
whatever, or 50 or
I
something like
missed
that.
Freddy the Fish. I had
I'll
Putt-Putt.
point it out to you.
Oh my God, I want all those games.
Yeah, no, Rocket League is my Jimmy Jam, at least at the moment. Like, yeah. Otherwise, Mario Kart and Smash Bros and stuff like that will always be fantastic. I'm a Nintendo kid, but yeah, I know you love Rocket League, Tim.
I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I meant hate. That's the word.
I don't know if I'd say that I hate it. I could play it for like an hour or something, you know.
That's fair.
It's not my forte. I mean, I obviously, you know, that if I was to choose a game, it would be Borderlands 2 or The Last of Us, which I have literal tattoos of both. I mean, I just love both games so much.
Yeah, both are fantastic. New one's coming out too. Can't wait.
I know, it's gonna be exciting.
Dude, this is a good year for video games. Like,
It is.
we got Borderlands. They're making a new Modern Warfare, which might make Call of Duty actually decent. Again, they're bringing the Halo Master Chief Collection. They're bringing that to PC, so that's gonna be awesome. Like, hopefully, I think Psychonauts. I don't know if Psychonauts 2 is coming out this year or next year.
I
that'll be
was really excited for Rage 2 because I was a huge fan of Rage, the first one.
Yeah. How do you feel about it now?
I haven't got it yet.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you like saw stuff and dissuaded you or something like that.
No, it's just the version I want is $100, and when I have $100 that I can spend,
Yeah.
then I'll get it. But that's not going to be anytime soon.
It's
so.
made by the people that made. It's like Bethesda, I think, right?
It
so
is.
it was the people that made the more recent the new Doom game.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of the mechanics are very similar. And not that that's a bad thing.
It looks a lot like Fallout 4 to me as well, as far as the landscape goes.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking more like more so the gunplay and
Right.
stuff like that.
But I'm a huge fan of Fallout 4 as well. But for whatever reason, whenever I get wrapped up in playing, I get really fucking depressed, and I can't finish it. It's so weird.
With which?
Fallout 4.
Oh,
I mean,
weird.
I finished it. I've played it.
Right.
But when I get wrapped up in it, it's like the only game I ever feel like is actually addicting. It's so weird.
Huh.
I'm
definitely addicted to Rocket League.
Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Revolver, those are all Red Dead Redemption 2. That whole series I grew up with.
What was it, Living Nightmare or whatever?
Yeah, those are great
Night of
games.
the Living Dead or whatever.
But
it
what
is.
about board game? I fucking love a good board game. When was the last
Why
time?
haven't we played a board game yet? Like, ever?
I was thinking it would be so fun if, like, also, never mind. I'll keep that for private room talk.
Private room
I
talk.
was like the idea of keeping whatever you were about to say for private room talk after
It's
we
really not
talked about
important. I
Tim's
just
prostate.
don't want like Tim to give me a look. If we ever have kids, here we go. If we ever have kids, I think it would be so cute if like you and I started collecting board games.
Fuck yeah.
Like if like once a month or once every other month we got like board games.
Well, it's a great way to do it too, where you make it like, hey, a monthly family night or whatever, and we got a new
Yeah.
board game and stuff like that. My family used to do something similar where back when we were kids, don't know if it was like once a month or whatever, but we'd always do I don't know why we called it this, but family goof off night, which
That's really cute.
We'd always get pizza and then
Family goof off.
We'd it was usually a Disney movie or whatever. We'd get a new movie and watch it.
We could create our own family goof off with all of us as friends.
Yeah.
And order pizza and have beer and play board games.
Yeah.
I would honestly love
Fucking
that.
that'd be so fun.
And I might cut this up, but I still swear we should record some video games. Or some board games, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
That would be fun, yeah.
You just let me know so I don't have like my makeup headband on.
Oh yeah,
This is the only headband I own.
I need like 4 more cameras first is the issue. So I'm trying to figure that out.
So as far as board games go and stuff like that, I have to say, I think a one that all of us would have so much fun with. Actually, I don't believe you like this one, but I might sway you, Adam. Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh no, I like Sheriff of Nottingham.
Okay, yeah. So that one and
I'm just not good at bluffing games, but they're so much fun anyway.
When you turn it into a drinking game, it becomes fucking amazing.
Well, which is also why we need to play Red Dragon Inn at some point.
And Red Dragon Inn is my other.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like board games that take a lot of work.
Neither
Like-
of those,
They're not a lot of
are
work.
too bad.
Okay,
It's just like cards you read.
I
And
can't do Risk, Settlers of Catan.
Risk,
Fuck
I've never
all of
understood why
that.
Risk is like popular personally. Hot take.
Anything
takes
that
so long.
Yeah, anything that's like.
I liked Risk, but holy shit, it can take weeks to finish a game.
And I like board games being somewhat whimsical or just like or kind of fantasy in some way a little bit.
Candyland, Mousetrap.
Yeah, you roll the dice, you move the mice.
Trouble.
Nobody gets hurt.
Y'all remember Trouble?
Yeah.
Trouble, stay
Trouble with the trolley?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Parcheesi.
I liked Parcheesi.
I don't know Parcheesi.
My grandma, all of us, my Aunt Betsy, my mom, my grandma, my cousin John, we all used to do a game night.
Mhm.
Every Friday was game night. And then obviously in the past couple of years it's tapered off and it's hardly ever now. But we used to do that and play 1 or 2 different board games.
So I love my parents. I'm going to caveat this up front with that. My mother is
But
impossible to play board games with.
Did she get a very
One shit that she swears that she loves because we've played it at a few times at family get-togethers at this point. Is it Noir? I think is what it's called. Very simple board game. It's not even a board game, card game. It's like 3 rules to it. It's very easy. Cannot get it right. She's very difficult to play board games with because she's very clueless most of the time with it.
right.
My dad hates board games and he makes them unfun because he's just constantly trying to either lose quickly to get out of it and be done or just basically ruin the experience for everyone else. So we never played many board games. But
I fucking love Munchkin.
I don't know how I feel about Munchkin. I enjoy it because it's entertaining, right? But from the actual game wise, it feels pretty like it doesn't feel like it changes much ever. It's always just like the same thing where everyone gets kind of like level 8 or level 9 and then it's like, okay, the second person to fight a level 10 to, win
Right.
is the person that wins because everyone blocks the first person. And it's like it doesn't feel like it builds up well in that.
What about a good old fashioned Monopoly, Love and Fly?
I don't mind Monopoly.
I like Monopoly.
I do too.
My dad always cheated.
Well, cheating
It's
never
part of the
prospers.
game.
No, he won last time. I'm pretty sure he cheated.
Yeah, he likes to cheat.
I guess cheating can prosper. So Rooster Teeth, like Achievement Hunter, they have a show on their site now. If you have like their subscription thing called Hardcore Tabletop, and so they've done 2 seasons of it where they do Monopoly of this like whole production of it. I think they've even said it's kind of some of the production things are like meant to be World Series of Poker style, kind of like interview type things and all with it.
Poker, you hardly know her.
The thing is though they're playing for like whatever cash you have at the end. Whoever wins actually takes it home. Like they're playing with real cash. So each time like the winners won like $5,000.
Holy shit.
But they ham it up and stuff and it's entertaining. I think so. My favorite board game is Betrayal at House on the Hill. But
I want to play that so bad.
we have to. We should do that soon.
Yeah.
And then, but I love cooperative games personally. So like the Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert
Yeah.
are both fantastic. I think those ones would be great to play soon as well. I cannot wait. Hopefully, I need to check updates on that. Hopefully, within a month or two here, I should get the Trogdor board game, which I cannot wait for.
Trogdor.
The Burninator. Did you ever watch Strong Bad?
No.
Okay. It's very much an old internet reference that they recently made a board game of. So
Interesting.
But yeah.
I liked the card game Spoons. No, Camps.
Camps was good.
Yeah.
I don't think I know Camps. I know Spoons.
I haven't played Camps in a long time.
Spoons could get violent
about-
at family events for me. Like people would dive across tables and
Oh,
stuff.
hell yeah.
It was hardcore.
You do what you gotta do to get those spoons, y'all.
Yeah.
What about bullshit? And Go Fish.
Classics.
I never played them as much.
I liked the game Spit.
I don't think I've ever played Spit.
It's
Maybe
kind
I
of
have.
like Solitaire, but it's like fast paced, like Spoons.
Interesting. I played
We
a lot
should-
of Rummy.
We should play Spoons.
Spoons.
I like playing Rummy and then trying to play it like Gin Rummy.
Mm.
We've never played Rummy.
Okay. So because it's trying to get rid of your hand, right? By playing sets and stuff. Gin Rummy, you have to get all of the sets in your hand before you can play it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, like when you play Rummy regularly, the amount of points you get is based off how many you play, and like if people have more cards in their hand, that takes away points from their points. So playing it like Gin Rummy just means you can really bone someone who has a lot of cards if you can pull it off.
Right.
And it's a good time in that way.
What's your least favorite quality in a human being?
Oh, whoa. Okay. Switching gears here. What's yours, Timothy?
The appendix.
Now, like, are we talking? Okay, so the esophagus.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
Just like really not answer the question, just go with something completely obscure.
Well, if it's an action that somebody's doing, I really can't stand people that chew with their mouths open. But if we're talking about like a personality defect, is what I'm going to call it.
Personality defect.
I would say people that are willfully ignorant or willfully like inconsiderate.
What do you have to say, Catherine? yeah, something there, I think.
Nope.
I think people who aren't willing to speak their mind and just won't actually tell their significant other that they live with and have a cat named Matilda what they're thinking.
That was oddly specific.
Well, it's a pretty general concept. No, I think in my mind it's
If anything, I was saving you some editing time, okay? Jesus.
I'm just messing with you, Catherine. I love you.
Back once again.
I think it's kind of, I'm trying to think of the right words. High and mighty, like thinking that
Entitled.
anyone is above anyone else.
Right. Oh, I fucking hate that too.
Yeah, like that really grinds my gears.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. Or yeah, just in a
Because
particular
again, go
manifest.
figure, humans, while we all
I think I'm better than
try to
people, but
progress
in the way
and-
that I don't think I'm better than people.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're all different in the ways that we, tackle life, but that doesn't mean that any of us are better than
Right.
anyone.
And I might have, or say like knowledge on subjects. Like I might know a little bit more about this and you might know a little bit more about that. And
Right.
that's a thing too. And, but also like, so when, especially when people try to invalidate something you say,
Somebody's,
just,
yeah,
like
exactly.
that, it's like, all right, get out of here. Like I might not know as much about what I'm talking about, but doesn't mean that my assessment isn't necessarily valid or valuable.
I've recently, and I've been subject to this or whatever, and I've been guilty of doing this. In the last I don't know, year maybe, I've really tried to not jump on somebody for having not experienced something.
I think that's a very beneficial change to make.
And I'll tell you something. Just the other day, I was talking to, literally yesterday, I think it was. I was talking to my friend and
All my troubles seem so far away. Sorry, continue.
I was talking to my friend and assistant manager, Nick, and he was just telling me he didn't like Breaking Bad. And he's like, I know you're going to kill me. I was like, I don't care, dude. That's your opinion. You can not like it all you want. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I've never heard of, I can't remember what it was. He's like, I'd never heard of this. Isn't that crazy? I was like, no, not really. I mean, we all have different, but it was just interesting that he was like waiting for me because he knows that it's my favorite thing. And he was just waiting for me to like attack him for not liking it. But I really don't give a shit. That's up to you.
I find that that's very helpful, like particularly, especially when it's like, oh, you haven't seen that show? Like, how haven't you seen that show? It's like,
well, and I think sometimes people say that because they're so excited and they're like, oh my God, you haven't seen that? Like, hello, it's so great. You need to watch it, but it's misplaced. Yeah,
it's also just, it's just not a very calculated response then. Because if your goal is to get that person to experience that thing, so you can have that conversation,
the way to do it.
Not going to get there. Yeah. It's kind of like, say, a family member saying like, I never see you anymore. Why don't I see you ever? It's like, that's not a helpful reason to see someone. It's like, that's going to drive someone away. Like I've seen that a number of times with like friends and stuff. It's like every time I talk to so-and-so, they just are like, I never see you. Why don't I see you? Why don't, it's like, maybe it's because this is all we talk about. Like, maybe if we have an experience or something, maybe I'll do it more.
Does the person reciprocate like the putting in the effort, or
it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to go into that one very well at the moment. It's just like that same concept of like, you're not helping your own argument.
Yeah.
But
no, it's interesting. What about you, Catherine? What's your least favorite quality in a human being?
Is it when someone will make a statement about one of their friends and try to keep it seeming somewhat vague, but they'll actually be very specific when they talk about their friend's cat and stuff like that?
What? No, I think he was referencing the reference that he had before about you not making statements on the radio
I'm
about the
confusing
cat.
myself in this whole thing too.
Yeah.
So.
We're stretching it too far. There's a lot of things I don't like about people because I don't like people. So that's
fair.
That's a tough question for me.
But like, if you could choose one thing that you really fucking hate,
if you could choose one quality that you could just like wipe out humanity with,
I don't know. It's so difficult because I also work in customer service, so I get something new every day that I don't like.
What about like when people? I'm just gonna start listing things off. I guess I hate it when people ask me something, but then they don't listen. For example, like they want to pretend like they're being engaged with your conversation, but then they're just like,
wait, what do you mean by that?
Stop! He's just setting you up. Well, I told you the story about my aunt, right?
Yes. That's where I'm kind of picking that from, because your dad, when we were talking about whoever that woman was that he couldn't stand because she, asked whatever, and then he's just talking. He's like, I'm just wasting my fucking breath at this point.
Yeah.
No, I hate that. That's like so rude.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna do exactly what my aunt has done to me in the past. She doesn't do it very often anymore, but
that's good.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. You have to answer it. Okay.
Okay.
Adam, how's your day?
It's going all right. I mean, it's just like she's looking away now. She's looking at Tim.
She literally asked me a question, and as soon as I answered, she just to the other direction. And I was
That's
like, okay.
real frustrating.
Yeah.
And
even
stuff
when
like
it's set up like this, it was like annoying.
But tell me, where you at?
I don't know. I hate a lot of things.
She's a cat.
I hate a lot of things.
I hate when like people you'll be talking about something and they'll pretend to know what you're talking about, and then you'll ask like, do you know what I'm talking about, or like, do you know what I mean? No, not at all. You have to call it out. You have to you don't know what I'm talking about, right?
I have a friend that would like sit in the car with me and I'd play music that she didn't know, and she would try to sing along to the words. I hated that.
Oh my gosh.
I used to do that a bit.
Yeah, so
I only do that now when I know the words.
Right now, maybe just because I'm noticing it more. I hate older grown
people. No.
women. Older grown women that whine.
Yeah.
Like drink wine or
No, like whining.
Okay.
Only just, like I said, only because I've been experiencing a lot at work. Like, they'll call and be like, oh, can I reschedule my appointment? Sure. Unfortunately, she's not available until like the second week of July. Oh my God. Really?
But my life is so hard.
July?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She really has nothing else. Well, bitch.
Well,
I'm sorry, keep your own original appointment
that's
then.
what you say. Well, now she has an opening.
No. Well, oh yeah, she does have an opening in August. The July appointment just got booked.
It's like now she has an opening when your appointment was. Is the thing. If you have to reschedule.
I think that quality in general is really unbecoming. Like the when people complain about their lives but then do nothing to be proactive is one of my fucking least favorite things in a human being.
That's why it's nice that we have a podcast, because we can complain, but it's productive because it's on a podcast.
Fuck yeah, it is. When like someone possesses this entitlement that they deserve something, but they don't do anything to progress.
Yeah. Well, it's like, especially being that I've seen myself in that state before, I find it particularly like cautious in my mind. I don't know if that's the best way to put that, but like, because there was a long period of time where it's like, man, I'm like, I want to go somewhere, but I'm not doing anything. And like, that's basically every conversation anyone would have with me for a while. I don't know what period of time per se. And now that I'm like moving and like trying to get somewhere and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
I really don't like selfish people. There can be selfish moments and there can be selfish
Fine, I'll leave. It's
situations. But there are people in this world that are truly, truly selfish.
Yeah.
And that I can't understand. I'll admit being selfish sometimes. Like when I'm hard on myself, I think I can be a selfish partner. I think I can be like a selfish daughter in like specific situations, I suppose. But there are just true people in this world that are just so selfish, and it just fucking irritates the shit out of me. Why are you smiling?
Then there's people like Ariel from Little Mermaid. Who are
She's
just,
my favorite princess. So
she's
be
just
careful.
truly shellfish.
Oh, fuck you.
Sorry.
Oh man.
I had to.
I try to have
Make
one.
sure
True.
that you can tell the difference between the two. Selfish and shellfish.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
I couldn't help
I
it.
think that was like one of my that was one of mine too, though, was like people that are willfully inconsiderate. Like, you know that you're being inconsiderate, but you just don't give a fuck. That's being selfish.
Yes, you are correct. But I think in my way, or what I'm talking about, is like people who just have to be involved all the time and
Right.
make everything about themselves. Like,
Yeah.
even if, I don't know. Always being involved, always making it about yourself,
Sure.
always thinking you're better, not thinking you can do anything wrong.
Right.
I can kind of put that all under the big umbrella of being selfish.
Being a fucking narcissist is really what it is.
RESPCT.
You can do no wrong.
But I know I can be like that too sometimes. I can be an
Everyone-
asshole.
everyone-
I can be
Everybody's
selfish.
capable of it.
The difference is whether or not you consider it to be a very apparent, like, consistent aspect quality.
Sure. Is
of
a
human being.
regular occurrence or
Yes.
not?
I admit it. Like I can be aware if I'm being selfish,
Which is
or if
usually
I'm
a
being an
decent-
ass.
People
usually
who
a decent
aren't
sign about
self-aware,
it.
tend to bug me as well. Yeah, that's really not a fun quality to have. And it reminds me of one of my old friends that you don't particularly care for.
You can just say
would
my
make-
name.
Huh?
Continue. Sorry, I'm just being an idiot.
That would make everything about her. It didn't matter what the situation was. Like, if I was to be like, hey, let's catch up sometime, and we haven't talked in like 6 months, and I was like, by the way, one of my friends is going through something really rough, she would then turn that into it being about her.
That happened to me once too. It's crazy.
Or
I know
she'd
exact.
sorry, Jesus.
Whoa. Hey.
Or
Yikes.
she would take that misery that I'm feeling for being there for that person and fucking post about it on Facebook, being like, oh my God, I'm going through such a hard time. My friend is going through this.
Like a one-upper.
Like, what the fuck is the matter with you that you take people's bullshit that they have to go through in life and make it about you?
That's fucking crazy shit.
No, yeah, it is.
It's like, hey, Adam, you hurt your foot. Well, I broke my entire leg once. So suck on that, fucker. My pain is worse than yours. Woe is me more than you because you don't deserve
I
it.
broke my leg and tore ligaments in my ankle once.
Oh my god.
Like legitimately.
Oh my god. I've never broken a bone, so
I've broken each of my arms and my one leg. So
Well, what'd you do that for?
I got
all at the same time.
yeah. I got one appendage. Well, 1.5 appendages to go. The
Nice.
half being my skull.
You're
Not,
so close.
Not the other. Okay. Anyways.
I'm so nice.
Goddamn right. I'm better than hype. I give you life.
So
Yeah, so humans can
I like how
be butts.
this is very very indicative of our podcast in that we started talking about
Happy-go-lucky shit, and then we got real
about
dark.
and then our favorite things in the world or whatever, and then we ended up just complaining about
Favorite childhood
Stuff.
memory? Go.
Oh, geez.
when I got a GameCube for Christmas.
Oh, that's the best.
Because then I remember the first couple weeks or even month where because it came with 2 controllers and Mario Kart Double Dash, but I didn't have a memory card, so I would just leave it running for days at a time so I could actually unlock characters and keep playing it and make progress.
That's smart.
Well-
and then my dad would like make a point of me turning it off, and I'm like, okay, and then I'd turn it back on and leave it on for days again. It was a good time.
Nice. Sneaky.
My mom was, she is incredible. And when I was a kid, she would like, I don't know, Christmas. I loved Christmas. And it wasn't just the presents, just everything about how excited my mom was.
It wasn't just the presents, it was also the presents.
It was. And we'd go over to my grandma's to make Christmas cookies every year, and we still do. And I feel like those little traditions that still have stood the test of time are really important and make me feel good. And I think just basically like my cousins, Derek and Kyle and Justin and Clint and my Uncle Dan, we got together practically every weekend at the family farm and would play with action figures and with our toy guns and stuff. And we'd always go on adventures because if, you guys know, the farm was like 200 acres of land, and just imagine being, 7 and being able to go out back, and it's like you're on this huge adventure pretty much.
Yeah, like you could literally get lost.
Yeah. And just doing stuff like that all the time was so great. And then my mom, I have so many great memories with my mom. We used to travel all over the place to see my Uncle Mark and stuff. So those are where it's at.
I hated the outside.
I did too as a kid. I remember that. But my favorite memories are at my lake house with my whole family. Like my grandparents owned a cottage on Cuca Lake, and every summer all of the family would just spend all summer there, and we would just go on boats. And I remember me and my dad going on walks and catching fireflies as a kid. And I remember walking up the creek with all of my cousins and my brother and getting as far as we could up the creek. And every summer we would get further and further up the creek. And yeah, I remember that. And then we sold it and I cried.
The one outdoor memory that I have that's quite pleasant. Well, there's probably more, but the one that comes to mind is because we had a creek in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And being that it was connected to the canal technically, when they would release like fish and stuff for the season, sometimes there'd be some that would go through, and so this like tiny little creek that was in our backyard, I would sometimes there was like a couple seasons where I would just go and catch fish out of it, or attempt to, and yeah, like my mother would kind of hang out with me and stuff. Yeah,
Cute.
I am the one who knocks. So
Knock,
what
knock.
else?
What's your favorite knock knock joke? I don't know. I run out of ideas.
Oh. I have one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow. Moo.
Scared you. It was spooky.
I just forgot to say the M of moo, so I just went,
That makes me want chocolate milk.
ooh, I want ice
It
cream.
makes
I
me want
really
hazed
do
and
want
confused.
chocolate.
Fuck yeah.
I'm having so many cravings.
I've had a lot of sugar this week, and
I've
been enjoying
not
it.
enough.
I missed it, but it's putting me down a bad track again.
Ching chong.
I
Says the
had
giant.
actual Baja Blast last night.
Was it delicious?
It was okay. I actually prefer the diet at this point, which I guess is a good sign.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, and I've been having like actual juice. So I've been like between the two of those, it's so much sugar and it's killing me.
You love it.
It's pretty good. All right. I think that's probably
Are we over it?
a good place to wrap it, right? Probably like 20 minutes ago would have been a good place to wrap
Wrap it and
but
tap it. All
on
right,
that
everybody.
We're over it.
All right, everybody. I hope that you guys enjoyed getting to know us a little bit more, or what we hate, or what we love, or what desert island or desert island or deserted island things we would bring with us.
if you had to choose to go to a desert, a deserted, or a desert island, which one would you
I'd go
choose?
to the desert island because
Okay.
I love sweet stuff.
All right,
Me too.
same.
I would just want to be like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
But we're not Hansel and Gretel. I am Tim.
Oh, I'm Catherine.
I'm Adam.
And we are Rock City Trio. Thanks
was
so
good.
much for tuning in with us, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.